Hi everyone and welcome to Lipstick on a Rig. Today we're going to be making this awesome basket. For this project we're going to be using two different skeins of size 4 medium weight acrylic yarn, and I'm just using the Big Twist value. We'll also be using a size F or 5 crochet hook. We're going to begin with the magic circle, and if you're unfamiliar with any of the stitches used in this pattern, please check the links in the description because I have my stitch tutorials listed there. Once you have your magic circle in place, what we're going to do is we are just going to place 12 double crochets inside of it. And once you have your 12 double crochets inside of your magic circle, all you need to do is pull this tail nice and tight, and that'll close the gap there. So from here, what we're going to do is we are going to start our continuous loop pattern, which means that we won't be starting and stopping each row individually, but it's just going to act as a continuous circle. So I recommend a stitch marker or even just a spare piece of yarn to keep up with your individual rows. So from here, we're just going to place 2 double crochets in each of our stitches, and we should have a total of 24 double crochets when we get to the end of our row. And if you are using a stitch marker to keep up with your individual rows, what I like to do is place 2 stitches and then go ahead and insert my hook back in that first stitch and insert my scrap piece of yarn there. And so from here, we'll just continue on with our pattern, placing 2 double crochets in each stitch in our row. And like I said before, we should have 24 double crochets when we get done. And for the next row, our pattern is just going to be to place 1 double crochet in the next stitch and then 2 double crochets in the stitch after it. And then you're just going to want to repeat that, alternating between 1 and 2 double crochets going all the way around your row. And when you get done, you should have a total of 36 double crochets. And the pattern for your next row is just going to be to place 1 double crochet in your first 2 stitches and then to place 2 double crochets in that third stitch. And you just want to repeat that pattern going all the way around your row, and you should have a total of 48 stitches when you're done. And the pattern for your next row is just going to be to place 1 double crochet in the first 3 stitches and then 2 double crochets in that 4th stitch. And you just want to repeat that going all the way around your row, and when you get done you should have a total of 60 double crochet stitches. And the pattern for your next row is just going to be to place 1 double crochet in the first 4 stitches and then to place 2 double crochets in your 5th. And you want to repeat that going all the way around your row, and you should have a total of 72 stitches when you're done. And the pattern for your next row is just going to be to place 1 double crochet in the first 5 stitches and then to place 2 double crochets in the 6th, and then you just want to repeat that going all the way around your row, and you should have a total of 84 double crochets when you're done. And when you get to the end of your row, the pattern is just going to be to place 1 double crochet in the first 6 stitches and then to place 2 double crochets in your 7th. And you're going to want to repeat that going all the way around your row, and when you get done you should have a total of 96 stitches. And the pattern for your next row is just going to be to place 1 double crochet in the first 7 stitches and then 2 double crochets in the 8th. And you're just going to want to repeat that going all the way around your row, and when you get done you should have a total of 108 stitches. And the pattern for your next row is just going to be to place 1 double crochet in the first 8 stitches and then to place 2 double crochets in the 9th. And you just want to repeat that going all the way around your row, and when you get done you should have a total of 120 stitches. And the pattern for the next row is just going to be to place 1 double crochet in the first 9 stitches and then to place 2 double crochets in the 10th. And you just want to repeat that going all the way around your row, and when you get done you should have a total of 132 stitches. And when you get to the end of your row, it should look something like this, and this is actually our last row of increasing. So what I want you to do is find your second to last increasing stitch, which for me is right here. And I want you to go ahead and remove all of these stitches that come directly after it. So it should be 11 stitches that you're removing. So go ahead and kind of put your fingers right here, and then you can just simply back out of the stitches by pulling your tail. And the reason why we're doing this is because we only want to increase to an odd number. So we're just backing out of our very last increase right there. So from here, what I want you to do is place 1 single crochet in the next 5 stitches and then place 1 slip stitch in the next 3. So there I have my 5 single crochets, so now I'm just going to slip stitch into the next 3 stitches. So from here, go ahead and insert your crochet hook under your next stitch like you're placing a slip stitch, but yarn over with your next color. From here, go ahead and chain 2. And so now we're just going to place 1 double crochet in each stitch across. And when you get to the end of your row, you should have 131 stitches, including your chain 2. And when you get to the end of your row, it should look something like this. So now what we're going to do is we are going to alternate between a front post and a back post stitch. Front post, back post, front post, back post, just like that, alternating. So I'm just going to quickly show you how to make those in case you don't know. So beginning with your chain 2 stitch right here, what you're going to want to do is yarn over and then insert your hook up around the back of that chain 2 stitch. So you're just going around this post here. And then you're just going to yarn over and pull through just like that. And then you're just going to finish out your double crochet stitch just like that. And now you've created a front post stitch. So now we're going to create a back post stitch. So yarn over the same way, but instead you're just going to insert your hook up in between those 2 posts and come around the front just like this. Then you're going to yarn over and pull through your post and then yarn over and finish out your double crochet stitch. So that's how you make a front and a back post stitch. So go ahead and continue alternating between front and back post stitches for the rest of your row. So when you get to the end of your row, you should end on a front post stitch. So now find your original front post stitch from your very first stitch of this row right here. And what you're going to want to do is just continue that alternating pattern by placing a back post stitch in it. So we started this row with a front post stitch and now we're starting the next row with a back post stitch. So now in the back post stitch, you want to place a front post stitch. So you're just doing the complete opposite of what you did in the previous row. And you just want to continue that going all the way around your row, and then you can just continue that until the basket reaches your desired height. So once you've gotten this part of the pattern to your desired height, which for me was just an entire skein, and it got me to about right here, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just change colors. So following the same exact pattern we've been following, we're just going to switch from double crochets to single crochets. And you're going to want to do this in your next 6 stitches. So you just want to crochet around the opposite side of the post that you crocheted in your previous row, but instead of placing double crochets, we're just going to be placing single crochets. And so once you have your 6 single crochets placed in these last 6 stitches, what we're going to do is we're just going to switch to slip stitches. Once you've placed your 6 slip stitches around your posts, what we're going to do is insert our crochet hook in the top of our next stitch for another slip stitch, but we're going to yarn over with our next color. So once you've yarned over with your next color, go ahead and chain 2. And then we're just going to continue to follow the same exact pattern that we did for our other color. So every place where you see a back post stitch, you're going to place a front post stitch. And every place that you see a front post stitch, you're going to place a back post stitch. And you're just going to want to do this going all the way around your row. And you're going to want to repeat that until it gets to your desired height. And I forgot to film this portion right here where we have our slip stitches, but all you want to do is crochet around your single crochets and your slip stitches just like you would a double crochet post. So once you've gotten the portion with your second color to your desired height, what you're going to want to do is place a single crochet around the next 6 stitches. And we're just going to follow the exact same pattern that we've been following where we're placing post stitches around the previous row's posts. So go ahead and place your 6 single crochets. And then once you have your 6 single crochets in place, you're just going to switch to slip stitches. And you're just going to slip stitch around your posts like this. And once you have your 6 slip stitches in place, all you're going to want to do is place a slip stitch in the top portion of your next stitch, and then you're going to tie off your yarn. And once you've tucked all your tails, your basket should look something like this. Please let me know in the comments below if you experienced any issues while you were trying to make this, and I will do my best to help you out. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel, Lipstick on a Rig. Thank you so much for working with me, and I hope you have a wonderful, awesome day.